Hello, everyone. Welcome back to College of Lore's 5e actual play. We are
Uh,
playing Curse of Strahd. Oh my god, the last session.
so we do a 4-hour recording session typically.
Yeah, we batch record these. We're still a little bit reeling from the last one. Uh, that was incredible. If you haven't watched it, I don't know why you're
Yeah,
watching
I
this
don't know
one.
why you clicked on
I don't know why
episode.
you clicked on episode 7 if you haven't watched all the other episodes, including 6. If you've forgotten what happened, we'll recap it for you, which is,
Uh,
divine intervention, sort of. Our resident cleric, who does not actually have divine intervention yet, but does have a godparent, too, in fact.
they're godparents.
Yeah. Uh, Called out to one of her parents for help and rolled a 9 on her percentile die, which was just enough to save the party from so many problems, including losing Arena potentially for good. So with that, the party started to make their way toward the Amber Temple, to see what they could find there that might help them and also to get a fucking break from Strahd. And that is where we are going to start our adventure back up. So, all of you start making your way up to the Amber Temple. Which is a long trek. It's a couple of days worth of trekking up a mountain, and you are, as you get closer to this proper mountain path, you realize it is snowing a little bit higher up on this mountain. It is high enough that it will snow. Oh god. It is high enough up that it will snow as you reach a certain altitude, which you weren't 100% aware of before you
Yeah,
came over here. There are mountains that surround basically the entirety of Barovia. The plain, not the city. Uh, but this is one of the particularly high ones. It is up, the pass on the map is called Solenka Pass. And you walk all the way up this very, very tall mountain, and somewhere up here, allegedly, vaguely marked on the map, is a temple built kind of into the side of the mountain. And that is where you are going.
so it doesn't rain here, but it does snow when you're up this high.
Yeah, I've never been here before. I didn't know it snowed here.
First time you're seeing snow.
Yeah, never seen it before.
Huh.
It doesn't snow anywhere else. I never grew up with any.
Yeah.
My dad's seen it before, but never me.
Well, I hope you like it.
I do. It's pretty. I can't quite feel it from here, but it looks nice. This is my first time seeing it, and hopefully, if we don't do all of that again, soon my first time seeing the sun will come as well.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm alright. What?
I'm glad that you're a lot tougher about it than I would be, I think.
It's not the first time he's come that close. Well, it's the first time he's come that close, but it's not the first time he's come close. That's 3, though. 3 times he's bitten me.
And that's what matters? Zeril asks.
I guess I didn't tell you that part, did I? Part of this process, the way that he wins me, I guess, or whatever he thinks he's doing, there's a bit of a ritual for it. And it culminates in me, like, drinking his blood after marrying him or something in, like, his weird, like, castle chapel. But in order to make that work, that part of it work, he has to bite me 3 times. And I had already been bitten twice before I met you all.
Fuck.
So if he gets me, well, I think you know what happens if he gets me.
Well, here. Zeril hands her a throwing dagger. In case I miss again.
Thank you. I
It's
appreciate that.
for throwing, but it works for stabbing fine.
Thanks. I'm not mad at you.
I didn't think you would be.
I just want to go on the record. Like, I'm grateful you even were willing to try. I kind of thought that was like it.
Yeah.
So honestly, like, yeah, all of you. Just I thanks. You guys too. She kind of turns to the snakes. I wasn't expecting that level of resistance. We're all here for the same thing, right? We need you for that. Yeah, I guess you do, don't you? We do. I just figured you guys can leave whenever you want, right? You could have just run.
Yeah.
Well, that would have felt a little shitty of us to do. I don't think we're quite the type to turn from a challenge.
Honor amongst thieves and all that.
Yeah, honor amongst thieves. If we're already stealing from the guy, we may as well make him suffer some other way too, right?
Yeah.
I'm all for Strahd suffering, as usual. She is smiling. You're surprised, I think all of you, by how confident she's at least pretending to be.
Yeah. I'm a little taken aback you're not more shaken up.
Like I said, it's happened before.
I guess that's fair.
I was more worried about all of you than myself. But you're okay, and so am I.
Everyone's alright.
So what is there to worry about, right? We made it out. We're alive. And we're going somewhere he can't hurt us. At least for a little while.
Yeah, though I fear that won't work twice. The thing we did.
Kind of doubt it, but
I'm
better than nothing.
a little surprised it worked once.
It worked, though. That's all that
Yes.
matters.
I wonder if I'll have to pay him back for it at some point. It's worth it, just.
Is it?
I wonder if. Yes.
Thanks.
What do you think happens now
What do you mean?
to Velaki
I think it burns to the ground.
and its people?
I don't know. They're displaced, I guess. They'll probably try to travel to other cities. I'm not sure if they'll make it there or if he'll kill them. Or if the world itself will kill them first.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's. It's not the first life that's been ruined by coming into vague contact with me.
It's not your fault. Yeah, if it's anyone's fault, it's mine. I shouldn't have. This is why I don't go other places. This is why there aren't very many people in Barovia.
There's a pattern to my life, though. It's never directly my fault, but this stuff keeps happening when I'm around.
Me too. You're not special.
Maybe after all of this, I should just stop interacting with people.
I don't think that's what you should do. I think if it is truly important, someone will put up with you anyway. Put up with is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. I mean, my brother and my father stuck around after everything.
You know something, Irina?
Hmm?
I thought that too.
What do you mean?
I thought that if the right person came, the right people came, thought you were worth it enough, they would stick around.
And you were wrong?
The only person who's stayed in my life through everything is my father.
I can't say much more than that for me.
Yeah, but your father isn't the devil.
I swear he's worse sometimes.
People don't go around killing in your father's name.
Not? They do in mine, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You guys. People have died for me before, you know? Like, listen. If you met someone and they said they were gonna stick around and they didn't, then you didn't meet the right one.
Even if you thought they were at the time.
Yeah. If they're not right for you, they're not right for you. I'm always torn between soulmates are the stupidest thing ever and also the fact that I literally am supposed to have a soulmate. So, like, kind of hard to figure out where I lie on that one. But I do think there's something that will work out for everyone, whether it's romantic or otherwise.
That actually reminds me of something, Pruitt says. Your soulmate is a man, right? Or supposed to be?
Supposed to be.
You mentioned that you were.
Yep. That's
Huh.
part of where it comes from. The I think soulmates are stupid thing. But also, like I said, it doesn't have to be romance, you know? Sometimes a soulmate can be a friend or a family member, a child, a sibling, anything. Sometimes a soulmate is just someone that you're. I mean, it's not a romance mate, it's. Your souls are connected, they are intertwined, and that doesn't have to be a romantic thing. It can just be. People talk about it romantically because the world is obsessed with romance, and I can't blame them. I love the idea of it. I'm a hopeless romantic, but it's also hopeless for me. I've always thought. When your biggest experience with romance is having a crazy incel stalker,
Yeah.
you kind of develop a weird taste for things. I've never met someone I truly thought I was in love with, and maybe I never will, but I have my family, and I have, well, I don't know. I have my family. I guess I don't really have much else.
Well, sometimes family is all you need. It's more than I have.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Just I don't really have friends, do I?
Yes, you do.
Yeah?
Yes.
What, you count?
Yeah, of course
You
I do.
consider yourself my friend?
I do too. I I think in some ways, Oxford says, I think we all do.
Yeah?
Yes.
She is kind of nervously smiling, but she is smiling. Well, now I wish I hadn't hesitated to say it. I have you guys too. All of you. And that's more friends than I've ever had before, by like a several 100% margin.
Yeah, that's what? That's 10 friends or
Something like, which is 10 more than I've ever had.
it's also 10 more than I've ever really had.
Look at us go! Making moves, growing in numbers. Thank you. Um, I do think that there are answers for all of us. Should we choose to seek them? And I know some of you said you don't really want to connect to people or you don't feel like you can, but from what I've seen of you, you're good people and there's something out there that will work as long as you. I think the other thing about soulmates is they're not always just found, they're made. Even something like that, it's an effort. There's nothing is easy, nothing is perfect if it's worth doing, right?
Yeah.
I think the thing about soulmates is it helps you find them, but it doesn't help you make it work. That part you have to do yourself. That said, I think all of you are better people than you give yourself credit for, and, well, I think you'll find what you need.
Sometimes you just want it to be easy. But you might be right.
Sometimes there is no easy. Sometimes there only is. You know?
Yeah.
Sometimes all you can do is just try and keep waiting and keep hoping and keep looking. And that's what I've been doing for a while now. I'm 21 years old and I've never had friends, so I'm a little behind, but I think I can catch up.
Baby steps and all that.
Baby steps, yeah. Speaking of steps,
Yeah,
it's
there are a
gotten
lot of
cold
them.
up here. You all have been walking for this whole conversation, really. And it is starting to get cold as you continue to climb in elevation. It's fucking freezing, God. We should have brought, like, coats or something. Well, we
Yeah.
didn't really know we were coming. You wouldn't happen to have an extra blanket, would you? He actually stops to, like, put, his pack down on the ground and rummage around, and he pulls out, like, it's not a thick blanket, and it's not really anything substantial that would protect against a blizzard, but it's just kind of like a shawl, and he kind of drapes it over her shoulders. Huh. Thanks. You're welcome. I try to come prepared.
Some of us are dressed more warmly than others, which is good.
We all carry one of those if the rest of you need one. Our gear is insulated anyway.
That's good preparing.
We go all sorts of crazy places, so it's necessary. It's heat proof, mostly weatherproof. Uh, Everything we wear, all the gear that we have on, it's all water resistant, if not waterproof entirely.
Huh.
I wouldn't say go swimming in it, but it's better than nothing.
So, how far to the top?
If we're lucky, we could probably get there by the night. If we're less lucky, it could take us 3 days.
Uh, how do you figure that?
Blizzards, avalanches,
Oh,
things we'd
that's
have to
fair, yeah.
shelter from. And according to my father, this place is full of natural disasters and stuff. I think, he said because of the fact that Strahd and the forces here can't get into the temple, they make everything around it really hard to get to.
Well, that's kind of annoying.
It is, it fucking sucks. That's not fair. They shouldn't do that. But they do. So we're gonna have to navigate some stuff, especially if Strahd's back and pissed.
Yeah.
We may have a hard trek ahead of us.
Maybe we should have taken Strahd with us and just hope that nobody ever pulled the stake out.
I don't think that would have been worth the risk. I think you'd probably get it free eventually.
Yeah.
But we bought ourselves a whole lot of time, whoever that was did anyway. I do wonder where that came from.
I just hope the debt that we owe them isn't worse than.
Worse than what it cost?
Yeah.
I kind of doubt it would be worse than what it cost. What it would have cost otherwise.
That's fair, but I'm used to things going as bad as they possibly can.
Well, I guess we'll just have to hope that the worst it can go isn't that bad. You all keep walking. You do eventually get into the kind of the altitude where it's starting to snow. Several hours of your climb before was foothills, and now you are kind of trekking through mountain proper. This pass gets a little bit narrower as you continue to climb. There are some spaces where it is snow covered. At some points you're trekking through a couple inches of snow. At some points you're trekking through, as you get further, almost a foot after a while. The higher you get, and this is hours of climbing, the higher you get, the more difficult it becomes to trek through. And eventually, you guys are tired. You've been up for a very long time, and you figure it's probably best to try to find somewhere to stop for the night.
Yeah, is there any sort of, like, cave or.
So there are a lot of overhangs. Pretty small. Wouldn't protect you from much, but would protect you from the worst of the snow.
Okay.
There are several kind of little crags and alcoves that you could kind of duck into. And when you decide to stop, it doesn't take long to find something that you can settle in for the night. And you settle. You start a fire with what little supplies you have still on you for that. And you try your best to settle in and get some rest. Your friends, the snakes, offer to help you do watches, if that's something you all would like to have.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah, so do we want to talk about watch order?
Yeah.
This whole thing? There are 11 of you, counting Arena.
Okay.
10 if you don't want her to watch.
Yeah, let's not make Arena
Okay.
watch.
So yeah, we can do that however you want. I think you only really need 4 shifts.
Yeah.
In theory, so we could do 3, 3, 2, 2.
Sure.
Some of the shifts. So I guess pick 2 of yours, and I'll put 1, and I'll just put 1 with each of them.
Okay.
Pick 2, and then the last 2 will pair with 1.
Alright.
So you can sort that out however you want.
Okay, let's go with. Yeah, Tayri and Zurel,
Okay.
Pride and Oxford, Pruitt and Ruby.
Okay, and are you gonna just have them do a shift on their own too?
Well, or you can match them up with us.
Well, you need 4 shifts, is the thing. That's only 3.
Yeah, have them do one of.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think probably Darian and Mateo will do a shift, and then if you want the other 2 to watch with you, you can have them on one shift or another. Kella and Zala.
If they feel so inclined, otherwise.
I mean, they're the youngest of the group, other than some of you. They'd offer to take shifts for you if you wanted them to. Uh, I think, uh, I think, Irina actually does kind of want to sit up with you, although she won't be directly on watch. She wants to take a shift with you,
Okay.
if that's okay. Did you say, Pruitt and Ruby?
Yes.
That's two people she's gotten on with. I'll put her with
Yeah.
them. And then we'll put, um, we can put, we'll put Kella with Oxford and Pride, and Zala with Tyrion Zerl.
Okay, cool.
That sound good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And then Darian and Mateo will do their own watch.
Cool.
All right. So I'm gonna say right now, nothing notable happens. The storm gets thick. You hear some thunder and stuff outside, but nothing happens overnight. However, I'd like to see if we can run through some conversations that you guys might have with your
Absolutely.
people. Uh, I'd just like to get some good conversation going, kind of facilitate that. So I'll just kind of start top of the line, go down. Oxford Pride, and I'm throwing Kella in with you two.
Yes.
So she kind of comes out, sits with you kind of at the mouth of the cave just before where the snow starts. Uh, well, it's been a long day.
It has. If you need something like to sleep, feel free.
I'll be fine. I don't need very much sleep. I've run pretty well without it.
Good.
Uh, if you guys ever, I mean, if you want me to stay up by myself, I do it all the time.
It's alright. I'm used to being up late.
Yeah. I'm a pretty good watch because of the rifle. Just if you would rather me do it for you.
You have to be pretty patient, Pride says.
I am. I mean, they say patience is a virtue. Darian says I have it in spades. I like to think I'm all right with it. I do a lot of waiting. I guess I just got used to it. What do you think of him?
Of Darian?
Yeah.
Oxford says.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a complicated question, I think.
Is
Yeah, a bit. I mean,
it? Do you like him?
I don't dislike him.
Half the people I've talked to say they like hanging out with him all the time, and half the people I've talked to say they can barely stand him, so
I am not quick to trust, really.
I guess that's fair.
So I'm sure my judgment isn't fair.
I mean, I've only been with the group a year, but he's been really great to me. I mean, I was 17 when I joined, and he's been very, very forgiving with that. He's been very accommodating. I think I'm lucky to have good group members.
I'm sure. I think I'm a bit cynical in my old age.
That's fair. I I guess I just wanted to make sure you guys. I mean, there wasn't any tension.
No.
Like I said, some people don't mesh with his personality well. He's a little much for some people.
I don't dislike him at all. I'm a bit cynical.
I guess I can't blame you for that. You've done a lot of work with our group, right?
I
Our
have, yes.
same circle. That kind of work seems to make a lot of people pretty cynical. Sometimes trying to make the world a better place has that effect.
You have to be, I think, to a degree.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't expect everything to go your way, and Darian talks about how to always prepare for the worst even if you can hope for better. Just that way, if the worst happens, you're ready for it. I guess preparing for the worst all the time makes a lot of people bitter.
It does.
I try to stay hopeful, I guess.
What does your group do? Pride says.
A lot of things. We're very versatile. We're here to look for magic items. Dealing with the issues here is a bonus. Bringing back anything from the castle would be a bonus.
To what end?
To whatever end we can find within reason. We don't really have a deadline, but we have I mean, we knew what we were here to look for more than anything is the Sun Sword. That's the big one. Um, but beyond that, anything else we can find, and when we find it, we're kind of supposed to leave. But I think Darian has kind of signed on to helping you guys out. So I think he'll probably just let you finish your job with it and then take it when we go.
Kella,
Yeah,
Doctor asks, do you like him?
he's never been anything but good to me. He's. Yeah, I do, yeah. Why?
Just because you asked, I guess.
Yeah, I do. Um, he talks sometimes about the people he used to know, and I see how sad it makes him, and I would just hate for him to be alone again.
I take it you never met her?
No, no, I never did. Um, I know a little bit about her. He's talked about her to us collectively, especially to me, because at least the other people kind of knew of her, if not about her, and I had never even heard anything until I joined. We've talked about her. She's. He said she was very, very smart and very clever and very kind, and he talked about her being by far one of the smartest people he'd ever met. She was, I mean, like I said, clever, cunning. He never said anything not positive about her. He said she was beautiful.
Those are all good traits.
He talked about her like he was still in love with her. Which I guess he probably is. He talked about the kid that she had. I don't know if he wants me to talk about that.
Say whatever's on your mind.
I just don't want to say anything that he'd be uncomfortable with me sharing. She was his. They were together. I guess you can tell, but the kid was his. Um, and then one day I don't know. He doesn't like talking about why she left. He just says they left on bad terms, and that he wishes they hadn't.
Yeah.
She got angry with him about something, I guess, and maybe it was the last straw. Maybe she already was feeling tension or something and just decided it was better that way. I don't know. I just know he's kind of insecure. He would never tell you, but I think one of his biggest fears is losing the people he works with again. It's part of why he's so careful never to let us die. Why we lose so few now. Because he will always take extra precautions to ensure our safety so that he doesn't have to go through that again for any reason.
Yeah.
He's been very, very kind to me. I owe him a lot for just letting me join. I don't really feel like I deserve it. He's forgiving of my naivety and mistakes and the stupid stuff I do sometimes because I'm still not very good or smart at all this.
Well, I think anyone should be.
He's very patient with me, and I mean, he doesn't know how to use a sniper rifle, but, he tries his best to teach me what he can. He's very, I guess just, I like him a lot.
Good.
This is, just, it's kind of embarrassing, but I, I guess you could call it a crush.
Yeah.
Like, it's never gonna happen. Because
He's.
he's a lot older than me.
Yeah, so I was about to say.
But I don't know. You know how teenagers and kids do that sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I guess I still kind of feel like. I mean, he treats me like I'm so much younger, so I feel so much younger, and I guess I am. I don't know. Just. Maybe crush is the wrong word, just I like him a lot, and I'm jealous. Kind of. I wish that I could get that much attention from someone. The way he talks about her.
I'm sorry.
I don't know, I just. She was like. No one ever praised me like that. And I hope someday I'll be good enough to earn that from him too.
I think you're plenty good enough to earn. I think you do very well.
I missed my shots in that fight. That's the first time I've missed that much in a while.
Well,
I'm worried he blames me for messing it up. I'm worried all of you do, but
it'd be wrong of him to do so.
would it?
Yes.
It's partly my fault we couldn't get her out any other way.
It's all of our faults.
I don't think that's true. Some of us had a lot less we could do. I was one of the last people who could have reached, and I still failed.
Please don't blame yourself.
I'll try, but. I'll try. Sorry. I guess just. I'm. I'm nervous. Sometimes I feel like I think too much. I don't think I'm supposed to think this much about all this. I think I overthink.
There's a difference between overthinking and analytical, though.
I don't know where I am on that line. When I was training to be a part of the whole guild and stuff, they told me to think less.
Hmm.
They wanted me to kind of just. They wanted everything to be kind of automatic, you know?
It has its benefits, but it's important to have goals, desires, ambitions.
I guess my only goal is to be good enough.
I can relate to that, Pride says.
Yeah? I just don't. I never really had anything else I wanted. Maybe when I was younger, I don't know. I don't really remember that. As she says that, she looks very, she kind of like stares off into space for a moment. She kind of zones out for a second and then kind of snaps back to awareness. Yeah, I just don't remember much from when I was younger.
Of course.
But, you guys have been really patient, and I'm really grateful for that.
There's nothing to be patient with that I've noted.
No? What do you mean?
Patient how?
Just, you've put up with a lot of mistakes from me, and just you guys seem very kind. I feel like it's important for me to be aware of where I go wrong. I'm kind of surprised that you guys aren't more aware of it, I guess.
I haven't noticed you being notably like that at all. Screwing up in any big way?
Missing every shot I took?
We all missed.
I'm not supposed to miss. It's not supposed to be that difficult for me.
He probably has some sort of preternatural sense.
Then I guess I'm just not good enough to deal with that yet, and I'll have to get better. I'm probably, overthinking.
You may be, yes.
I should really have listened to that instruction better, to think less. I think it's... She kind of stares off again for a moment. She kind of trails off and doesn't finish her sentence.
There's a difference between overthinking, and just stressing, you know? Thinking is fine.
Everything is supposed to be so automatic for people. People like me. People who do this sort of thing.
It is.
I'm not supposed to think this much about it. I don't think they want me to think this much about it. Oxford, you worked with them, right?
Yes.
Did you like it? Did you feel like they were making good progress with making the world better? Because that's what they want to do. Do you feel like they're good at that?
I do, yes.
Sometimes I wonder if I'm doing the right thing.
How do you mean?
Just maybe I'm maybe ow. She like grabs her forehead as she tries to talk about this. It seems like kind of a sudden headache for her. Ow, ow, ow.
Are you alright?
Ow. I don't I'm sorry, that was just a weird sudden headache. Maybe I guess it's nearing the end of shift. Maybe I should go lay down.
Yes. Perhaps you should.
Okay. And without really saying much else, she gets up and goes to lay down, and you two kind of finish your watch.
Yes.
Yeah, and you finish the rest of your watch in silence, I imagine.
It is 100% silence. Oxford is very much in her own head at this point,
Yeah,
thinking about things.
yeah. And,
There's a lot said, though, that we can't talk about right now that Oxford is absorbed in.
yeah. Uh, and then Pruitt, Ruby, and Arena have their shift up next.
Yeah.
Arena seems notably more energetic than Kala did as she comes to sit with you guys.
Yeah.
Back again, I guess. Hello.
Oh.
You guys sleep okay for the, 2 hours that you slept?
Slept alright. Yeah, I did.
Good. Uh, I've been restless, but I guess that makes sense.
I'm used to sleeping in shifts. I don't really sleep, so I've rested, such as you could say.
Right, I guess you really don't need to do that, do you?
No. Don't need food, don't need sleep, don't need water.
God, I wish I could do that. That would make life so much easier. Can you, eat?
I can, yes, there's nothing
I
stopping
guess
me
I've never really
but
seen you eat, yeah.
I don't need to, and I don't waste resources while we're out here.
I guess that's fair. That's one more backpack full of rations we can carry around, I guess.
Yes.
Well, shit weather we're having. It's fucking nasty out there. I hope it's not too much snow tomorrow when we keep walking.
Yeah, I do like the look of snow, just...
I don't really like walking in it.
Yes.
It's thick and it's heavy. I didn't expect it to be that heavy. To get through?
It surprisingly is so, yes.
And I don't like it. I think it should be different.
Well, when you're in control of the realm, you can make it so.
Maybe I will. Maybe I will make it so. I think I deserve to be in control of the realm when this is all over.
I agree.
I think I've put up with him for long enough. I think it should be my turn on the throne.
You are the land.
I'm gonna have to do some huge renovations to the castle, though. I imagine there's a bunch of weird stuff in there. He probably has, paintings of himself hung on, every wall.
You don't want any of those.
I don't. I need negative. If I never see another painting of Strahd in my life, it'll be too soon.
Use them for target practice.
I mean, I've got this new knife.
Yeah.
I guess I could, yeah. See how many times I can hit him in the face.
So how are you doing with all of this? Are you... sure you're fine?
I mean, I said I was, right?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm lying to you? Pruitt, look at me. Do you think I'm lying to you about this? Do you think I would tell you lies?
I worry.
I'm fine. This is stressful, but I'm used to it. I mean, I've lived my whole life in the shadow of the castle. It's not like it's that different.
You remind me of someone.
Who do I remind you of?
Someone who also didn't want to admit when they were stressed or scared about things.
Well, I don't know why I remind you of that person, because I don't do that.
I'm sure.
I have never not admitted when I'm scared. Ever in my whole life. And I'm
Boo.
kind of... I'm kind of offended that you think that.
Boo.
Be nice to me. I'm so sad and suffering, and you should be nicer to me.
It's just that I know she would never admit it, and
Well, I'm not her, am I?
no, you're not.
Your wife or whatever? It's the only person you've talked about. I feel like it was a fair guess.
Well, it could have been my daughter.
You said you only knew her when she was a baby.
She could have been a very vocal baby.
I was a vocal baby.
Were you?
Yeah,
A lot of screaming, or
yeah, a lot of screaming. My dad said I was basically intolerable as an infant. He said there were times where he didn't do this, I want to be clear. But there were times where he just wanted to, like, lock me in his study and leave the house. So he didn't have to hear me.
that would have been very rude of him.
It would have been a really bad thing to do. Luckily, he is a better dad than that. And he got breaks because Ismark took care of me alone once he got older.
Yeah.
We're pretty far apart. I'm 21, he's 28.
Why did that happen? What was the deal with your mom, if I could ask that?
I don't know. I. She died when I was born. I think I was probably an accident.
I'm sorry.
Dad didn't really talk about her. She died, I think, giving birth to me. And there wasn't really much medicine in the town, even back then, so there wasn't much anyone could do to help her.
Shame that can happen.
He misses her a lot, still, I think. And Ismark knew her, because he's 7 years older than me. He was 7 when she died, and
Yeah.
he remembers her a little, but he doesn't like to talk about it either. I think because it makes Dad sad.
Well, I'm sorry. This is all very depressing.
I don't know, I didn't really know her, so it's not a big loss for me, you know?
That's fair.
I never technically even met her. I try not to miss what I've never had. It's easier that way.
Yeah.
But we talked about romance, and it's been on my mind, especially since I've gotten older and the whole Strahd's brother who's supposed to be in love with me thing, and unless Strahd's brother turns out to be a lesbian as well, or at least a girl, I guess,
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna work out, unless his brother turns out to be his sister. I don't think that's gonna work out for me this time.
Yeah, somehow I doubt that, but who knows, maybe.
I don't know, I'm kind of attached to being a lesbian. I don't really want to have to change it for
No,
some
yeah.
random boy that I've never met before.
Definitely agree with you there.
I don't know. I did say I'm a hopeless romantic, and that is true, but like I said, it's also kind of hopeless.
Well, I don't think you're hopeless.
If I ever get out of here, maybe I'll have better odds. When I get out of here.
I think I'm done with the whole romantic thing, but you have hope.
You're done?
I
I
mean,
guess I can't blame you, but you talk about her like you love her.
I do love her.
Then why not go back? What's stopping you?
She's better without me. I'm probably better without her.
Are you? I don't think anyone's better alone. Even if it's not marriage or something, I don't think anyone's better alone, and if she wanted to have a child with you, I imagine she probably misses you too.
Oh. You might be right,
And I don't know, I think most kids who don't have a parent grow up, even if not missing them, wondering about them. I know when I was younger, I used to ask a lot.
Yeah.
Ask a lot of questions about her. And eventually I figured out he didn't want to answer, but kids want to know, even if they don't really feel anything.
Yeah.
And especially if she still cared about you. I think she'd probably want to see you, your daughter.
I'd like to think so, sometimes it's probably better for her and me to not be with each other.
I guess that's fair.
Maybe I'm wrong, though.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't like the idea of anyone spending their whole life alone, I guess. If that's really what you want, then yeah, but I
Oh,
don't think I could stomach it.
I had a dream about my daughter the first night I was here.
What was that like?
Cryptic and sad,
I guess that's fair.
wanting me to come back. I think, which good reason, of course.
But you think it was just a dream?
Well, I'm sure nothing's really a dream here, right?
Like I said, I've never dreamed since I was born. But from what I understand, this place is. I mean, especially with, stuff with like the Vistani, they can see the future. I think there's a lot of that kind of thing here. My father said when he came to the Ember Temple, he saw things that he wasn't sure how real they were. Things that kind of felt somewhere between memories and dreams.
Yeah,
I think that kind of magic is kind of prevalent here.
fair.
And I read a lot of books in my spare time because there's not much else to do. And one of the books I read was kind of a history of this place. I got my hands on an old one once, something from kind of the beginning of this place. And it talked about the Raven Queen and how the Ember Temple, was dedicated to her. And one of the things it said about her was one of her things that she kind of rules over is like sad memories.
Huh.
So I guess if this is part of her domain, it kind of makes sense that this realm would show you things like that.
Well, I'm sure she would love me, especially if we go into the temple.
Well, I guess we will be, so maybe you'll see.
Yes,
Well, we hopefully we'll make it up there tomorrow. I imagine we can probably get there tomorrow.
I hope so. I almost wish I would see my wife in a vision or dream. I know she'd be furious or sad or whatever,
Unhappy.
but part of me just wants to see her face in some aspect. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, yeah.
That's probably sappy.
That's okay. I told you I'm a hopeless romantic. I like it. I like hearing about it. I guess it gives me some hope for myself that I'll be that happy someday. I'll love someone that much.
I think you will. There's plenty of hope for you, despite being a hopeless romantic. You know,
Hmm?
I was married too.
Yeah?
You were? You're pretty young. It was a short relationship. He was. It was. It's a long story, but I
But not
was.
that long.
Alright.
I want to hear. Tell me about them.
Just. He was nice to me. He was really the first person who was nice to me.
Hmm.
And we got together. But he found out about my stuff.
The demigod thing?
Yes.
Yeah. And he didn't take well to it?
No, he left. He couldn't. It was too much.
Well, you know what I said before, that if they're truly right for you, they won't mind all of it. It sounds like he minded some of it, and so he wasn't the right one.
Yes. That.
Doesn't bother me. It's saved my ass once, so
It was too much baggage and it hurt him.
it's done nothing but good for me. So
It's
I wouldn't know.
brought me a lot of pain and it's brought those around me a lot of pain.
I think maybe you're too hard on yourself. It's not like it's your fault. And sometimes for some people, suffering is worth it in one way to be so happy in another.
Well, thank you. I'm glad that you like having me around.
I do. It's nice to have not all of you be like super adults It's nice to have some people my age because I've never really had that.
I
You're 21?
yes,
Yeah, me too. So we're the same age.
I used to be a lot like you. Um, really energetic, really excited to see everything. I came like straight out of Hell's when I was 15
Yeah,
to Daggerford and annoyed a lot of people because I was desperate to help
yeah,
people that my father or mother had hurt.
yeah.
Not to say you're annoying.
No, I understand. I know what you mean. Although I think I am annoying, but like in a fun way. It's energy. It's you were excited, and that's not a bad thing.
Yes, I was very excitable.
Yeah. I was stir crazy most of my life because they didn't really want me going very far. I didn't spend all my time inside, but entirely too much of it. Now that I'm out here, even with everything that's happened, I feel free and happy, and I think that's why I'm not so upset about what happened. Because even with that, I still feel freer than I ever have in my life. I feel like I finally have autonomy and control, and even if someone is still trying to take that from me, I still have it.
Glad to hear that you're enjoying it.
This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. You guys are awesome.
Well, to the Amber Temple.
To the Ember Temple. We will go on to our third shaft, which is Tayri, Zerl, and Zala. Is that? Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. So you guys kind of go sit together at the kind of the mouth of the cave again. uh, Hi.
Hi.
We don't have to talk if you guys don't feel like it.
I don't. I
I
don't
don't
like.
mind, but
Yeah. I mean, I'm always down to make friends.
I haven't had very many friends.
I'm a bit quiet myself.
I try to keep to myself. It's easier that way. Less to worry about.
As do I. Again, a mild cringe of like
Yeah.
headache.
Are you alright? You've had that happen a lot.
Yeah, she's again. It's adversarial.
Yeah, but I guess I would figure, wouldn't she want to get out of here too? Why's she making it harder for you?
She's not interfering when I need to fight or anything like that. She just
She just doesn't like you?
yes.
I would have no idea what that's like. But I'm sorry that it's so tense. I've never I've never really connected to a lot of the things that my people normally connect with. So even if yours is adversarial, it must be nice to have some kind of tie there. I've never even had a a tarot deck of my own or anything like that, anything that most of my people have.
Why?
I never really felt like I belonged, I guess. And it's not like I think I'd be very good at it anyway. I mean, I haven't got the seer trait, the sight. I haven't got it.
I guess that's fair.
And I know I could use them anyway. It's not like that's the only way you can use them, but I wasn't born anywhere with a high population of Vistani. I never really met any other than my family, and I just never really felt like it fit. So I never really connected to it. I never felt like I really got the chance to learn about who I am and what my history is. And I think it's kind of a staple to have a deck, but also from what my parents said when I was very young, you're supposed to get one as a gift, your first one.
Right.
It's kind of a tradition for, especially for young seers, but for anyone really, for children to be given gifts by an older member of the community. Not always a parent, but sometimes, and I never got to that point, so I never bought one for myself. It always felt wrong. And it's not like anyone I know is gonna get me one.
That's fair. I would buy you one.
I appreciate the offer, I guess. Maybe when we leave, I'll think about getting one someday. I guess it doesn't have to be like that if you don't have the opportunity. I'm sure it would be more useful to my group if I had that ability, but I don't, so. There's supposedly a way to tell. All seers proper, all people with the sight, they all have purple eyes.
Purple eyes.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Vistani with the sight have purple eyes. At least that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's always true. You can kind of tell I don't fit that though.
Yes. It's interesting, though. Any connection to the psyche, the psychic energy, the maelstrom.
Yeah, it is. It's always fascinated me, but I just never felt like I should touch it. I felt so disconnected from my culture. It's hard for me to feel like I have the right, you know?
I understand.
I guess that probably most people don't have that issue. I don't know. I'd love to, but I feel like I should have someone teach me instead of just trying myself.
But if there's no one around to teach you,
I guess I have to learn somehow. Maybe it would be useful if I tried anyway. I mean, I was still able to get us here, so I guess I'm not entirely disconnected.
yeah.
I guess that counts for something, right?
I think it does. I really do.
I'm glad we're traveling with you. As much as I respect and appreciate everyone else's ability to fight, I was a little nervous with only 3 people to
Yeah.
have my back if I need to get us out.
No, I understand completely.
It's nice to have more backup. Darian's a little hesitant about joining up with other people, but I think this was the right call.
As am I. You all are good. Some of you are more quiet than others, but
I'm pretty quiet. Um, Mateo's worse, but he doesn't really ever have much to talk about, I don't think. He doesn't really like talking. I'm just kind of shy.
yeah.
And Darian's the one who likes to talk.
He seems really nice.
He's very, very charismatic. That's been true since I met him. Probably longer.
Yeah.
It's, other than how good he is with the swords, it's kind of his big skill. He's our diplomat. He's our smooth talker when we need to get in somewhere with persuasiveness. The rest of us aren't very good at it. We kind of just leave the talking to him.
If he were closer to my age, he seemed like the type of guy I'd be into.
If he were closer to my age, he seems like the type of guy I'd be into, but
yeah.
I'm only in my mid-20s. I have a lot of time left to get anywhere near how old he is.
I'm barely 18, so.
Yeah, I think you're much worse off than me on that front. I don't know. He's a good person, I think. He's complicated, though. He has a complicated history with things. I like to think maybe one day he'll kind of get over it. I'd never say this to him, but he holds on to it too much, I think. Sometimes it worries me how much he holds on to that stuff. I think maybe at some point he should let it go. But what do I know?
You should. I guess telling him that might not be a great idea.
No. He might. I don't know, he might get mad, I guess. No one's ever really tried to tell him off about it, so I don't really know what his response would be, but I don't think it'd be good. One of the few things that he gets very angry when someone contests him about something he's very set on. He's usually pretty flexible, but when he sets his mind on something, he does not take no for an answer. Whatever that means for him. Which has gotten us into a couple scrapes, but he's good enough at fighting that he can get himself out of them at least.
Does he have much of a temper?
Depends on the thing. Sometimes, yeah. He tries not to show it, especially with new people, but he gets loud and aggressive when it really comes to something upsetting him.
Yeah. I guess that's fair.
He's normally so low-key, but it sometimes seems like just a switch flips, you know?
Yeah.
I got used to it pretty quick, though. I think all of us have. I'm so quiet, and Kella's so quiet, and Mateo's so unfazed by everything. All of us are pretty used to it. like we talked about before, our two back home, Amos, our cleric, and Ixathia, our stealth type. Um, both of them are also pretty chill and tolerant. So he's kind of the one who gets reactive, and the rest of us just kind of sit there and wait it out.
Yeah,
But it doesn't super bother any of us. I think it scares Kella more than anything, because she's so new to this.
I get it. Yelling kind of scares me too.
Yeah. I just learned to put up with it. It doesn't happen that often. It used to be worse. He's gotten better about it.
Personal growth is good.
It is, yeah. Honestly, I think doing this has been good for everyone who's joined.
Good.
I think Kella's gotten a lot of confidence out of working with people a little above her age level and experience level. And I know I did when I first joined. Um, I think Mateo just fits in so well because he's very kind of one track mind. He just
Yeah.
likes to have one thing to worry about at a time, and usually that's fighting, and that's good for him. Uh, and almost likes being a part of something, and Ixathia just is very good at her job.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. We're all, some of us maybe more than others, a little bit forward focused, a little bit, we fixate on the one thing and get it done, but I don't think that's a bad thing. We work as a unit, we just aren't. We're not friends, but we're not close friends. We're not like a band of adventurers who fight with the power of love or whatever, like you hear in stories.
I've always romanticized that a little bit.
That's not how we work, but maybe you'll figure something out for yourself one day. I don't know.
I'd like to think so.
Some people mesh more with that style than others. He's just not. None of us are really the type. And, I mean, he's talked plenty about how he doesn't like getting close to people.
Yeah. I love people. I love getting close to people. I am. I want more friends.
Well, you're always welcome to come talk to me. I'm sure Kella would appreciate it too. She kind of stays in her shell a lot.
Yeah. I'm honestly a little sad I'm not, like, dating anyone, but that's ridiculous.
Most of the people around aren't quite, your age.
Yeah.
How old are you? You said.
Just barely 18.
So is Kella. Maybe you guys would get along.
Maybe we would.
Like I said, she needs to talk to more people anyway. She needs to get out of her shell a little.
Yeah.
She could use the confidence of having people who are good to her around her more.
It'd be good.
And if you are still considering signing on with us after,
Yeah, I
that
really
might be
am.
good for you both. Maybe for all of us.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. I think that'd be nice to have someone with your skill set around. We can get you up to grade pretty fast, I think.
I'd like that.
You're welcome to come with us when this is all over if you don't have anywhere else to go, if you guys don't plan on sticking together.
Yeah,
I guess
well,
you wouldn't.
I guess we'll see what happens.
I guess so, yeah.
But I do like new people, and I don't have a lot to go back to because of the thing with my
Yeah.
teacher.
Well, you're welcome to come with us.
Cool.
You guys seem. It's kind of funny. You guys, to some degree, seem like you get along better than we do. Maybe that's kind of because you were forced to for a bit. I mean, when you're stuck in a situation like this, I guess there's only so much you can do to avoid each other.
Yeah.
But that's nice. I wonder what that'll end up being like for all of you. How many of you will keep going after this? Where this will take you?
Me too. I'm excited to find out.
I'm excited to see where we go after this, too. I don't know what our next job will be. We'll have to head back and find out. I'm sure it'll be something interesting, though. It always is. It's nice to talk to people. I'm so used to just traveling with them that I'm not used to much else.
Well, I always love talking if you ever want to talk.
I'll remember that. Thanks.
Of course. And as that happens, I feel that there may be a conversation that happens.
Yeah?
Zero.
Yes. Zero, as things kind of wind down for the night, as you go to rest, your spirit, kind of for the first time since all of this has happened, kind of makes a noise of impatience in your mind, trying to indicate that she wants to talk to you.
Are you done screaming at me?
I haven't screamed that much.
What do you want?
I want you to acknowledge what you've been feeling. It's like every time you get close, you just shut it all down, and it's fucking annoying.
I get bleed through from you, not actual feelings.
That's not true. You were terrified during that whole thing. And it wasn't just me. You were worried about her. When you missed, you were scared. I could feel it, and I know what bleed through feels like. And I know it felt stronger than anything you've ever felt before, and you're still ignoring it.
I don't get scared.
You did, though. You did get scared. I felt you. Stop lying to yourself about it, and definitely stop lying to me about it. Because I can tell, I can feel it. You just. I don't know why you're so stubborn about it. Like, I get it. It's different, it's weird, but you're stuck like this. You may as well get used to the fact that you're in a body that feels things now.
And you, are you getting used to it?
Better than you.
Do you want to stay this way?
No, but we're never gonna make any progress if you keep acting like this. We have to learn to work together before we can learn to separate again. You're gonna have to put up with me, and I'm trying to put up with you, but you're making it too hard. If you would just admit to yourself how you feel about all this, it wouldn't be nearly as hard for me to do this with you. When are you gonna accept that you felt bad about what happened?
Me not feeling is in your best interests.
No, it's not. Whether you feel or not, we can still separate.
What if I feel and decide that I like this?
Then I'll probably end up liking it a lot more just by virtue of not having to put up with your bullshit anymore. Listen, I want my body back, but if nothing else, at least we could learn to switch control better. I'd rather have that than nothing. If you decide you like this, then yeah, I want us to work together and not... Like, I'd be happier, probably, if we were separate, but I don't even know if that's possible anymore. Maybe we should just get used to this.
That wasn't a serious suggestion.
It was a serious answer, though. If it wasn't serious, why'd you say it like it was? Like it's a gotcha argument, like you figured it all out.
Because I thought it would be a gotcha. I thought you would want to go back no matter what.
I do want to go back no matter what, but if we can't, then I have to be okay with this, and I have to be okay with putting up with you. And if nothing else, I at least have to be okay with that for now. And I'm trying to make you bearable to be around, and it's so hard. I get it, you know? I do get it. I get it. This isn't normal for you, and this is wrong for you, and... maybe I am too adversarial. I don't know, but... you understand that it's frustrating for me, right? To see you throw both of our lives away like this? You're wasting both of our time, not just yours and not just mine. Both of ours. And I want to fix that, and I'm trying to push you in the right direction, and you're just not taking it. You're not taking the help. Of course I'm annoyed. At some point, you just have to get over it and try.
I think I'm doing pretty well.
Except for the fact that you're refusing to acknowledge any kind of feelings. Just admit it, you were worried about her. Why is that so hard to just say? You were worried, and you feel bad that you couldn't do more.
Feeling is weakness.
Feeling is what keeps us alive. It's all we have, sometimes. And if we can't tolerate each other and learn to work together, regardless of how you feel about feelings, we're never gonna get this fixed no matter what we do, no matter what we want. You have to learn to cooperate with me, and this is the, by and large, most easy, least complicated way to make that happen. It's just to to accept it. That's all you have to do. Just accept it. Please? Just fucking try. Just a little bit.
I am feeling things. Okay?
Okay. That's all you had to say.
I don't want to be, but I am.
Okay. And honestly, I don't really want you to have to put up with it if it's really not what you want, but it is what we're working with, and we have to acknowledge that and accept it, you know? We have to accept that that's the circumstances that we're facing. We don't just get to say, no, it's not happening, and put it away. We work with what we've got. That's what I've been doing. You may as well join me in it.
Yeah.
I'll stop screaming in your head if you stop making me feel like screaming.
I guess that's fair.
Then yeah, we'll go from there.
Is it miserable?
Being stuck in here?
The plane you're on, the quarry plane.
No, it's fine. Domains between groups of spirits are kind of thick and hard to get through, but it's not like I can't talk to people. It's kind of weird because I'm not really one of them, but the few I've talked to have been fine. I sometimes fuck off just to socialize.
You've made friends?
A little.
With other quarry?
Little? Fuck do you care?
Oh. I just think that's entertaining.
So now you're feeling entertainment too, huh? Now things are funny.
You did want me to feel.
Good. That's a good thing. I'm not mad. That's good.
I should probably sleep.
Yeah, I should probably let you.
Though I guess I'll just dream about you.
It's not like you're not stuck in here with me anyway. You say it like it's romantic. Ooh, I'm gonna dream about you.
That's not what I meant. You should
know
know better than that.
It's joking. I just thought it'd be funny to provoke you now that you're admitting to feeling emotions. Because now you can be angry at me, and that's funny.
Oh, I am going to be so sick of feeling these by the time I'm done.
Or maybe you'll come to like it. Who knows? Maybe you're right. Maybe you will like this.
Well, I'm going to get some sleep then.
And you're gonna be stuck with me for the next hours. However many that is before we wake up.
And stuck with you when I wake up.
Forever and ever. Good night.
Good night. And real quick, just before we go off, she just kind of looks down at her hands and just says, shit.
And that is where we will call session.
Thank you for watching this video from College of Lore. Remember to like this video, subscribe to join the party, and have a fantastic adventure.